If you are approaching your 30s or you are in your 30s, this video is for you. Please don't go anywhere. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 habits, 5 attitudes you need to drop in your 30s in case you haven't already done so. My final point, my bonus point, is one that is so liberating and you don't want to miss it, so please watch this video to the end. Hi, my name is Norma Salo. The first thing I'm going to be talking about is caring about what other people think. If you're in your 30s and you still care very much about what other people think about whether your parenting style or your career choices, your day-to-day life choices, if you do things to please people, in other words, before you do anything, you think about, oh, what would the woman on the street say, what would that person say, what would those other person say, then you need to stop it right now. I'm telling you, if you ever want to start something and then you start thinking, oh, what will people say, make it a point to do that thing. I mean, it's just for your own sense of self-growth. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have people who you defer to or people whose opinions you value. I'm saying that that circle should be very small and that most importantly, your choice should be based on whether or not they please God. God should be the one person who you're trying to please, and if he's fine with it, everybody else shouldn't matter as much. I mean, listen to other people's opinions, but at the end of the day, your choice should be your choice. If you care so much what other people are saying, you're handing over your sense of direction, you're handing over your sense of worth or your ability to take action to people who are just as flawed as you, 1. 2, people who might even be imaginary, or imaginary people who don't even exist. Probably nobody cares what it is you're doing, but you're constantly thinking about them and what they'll say. I feel that puts you in a prison yard, and I don't think anybody can be happy that way. Decide who matters most in your life. There shouldn't be many of them, and then move forward. Make your choices and move forward. Or else at the end of the day, you'll find out that you have made so many decisions, you've done so many things, and you're pleasing random people, but you, the principal actor in this movie, are not satisfied. The second thing I'm going to be talking about is comparing yourself to other people. And this is something that I in particular have suffered from. The truth of the matter is, whatever journey you go on in life, whether it is parenting, your children, career, whatever it is, there's probably somebody else who has started it before you, who's probably doing it better than you. In fact, you can start something on the same day as somebody else and have equal talent, equal opportunities, and that other person could very well do better than you. Make peace with this. Just be concerned with your own journey. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't look around at what other people are doing. I think it's very important to look at what other people are doing, and in the social media age, this opportunity has been offered to us, but I think that we can abuse it when we look at other people for any other reason apart from inspiration. If you're looking at somebody else, try as much as possible to make it about learning from them, learning from their experience, being inspired by them, being encouraged by them. Clap for them. Resist the urge to be envious, and I'm telling you the truth, there will be that urge to be envious. There will be the urge to, feel like, oh, you're better than somebody else and they're not and they're doing better than you. There'll be an urge for self-pity, but resist that urge. Work on it. Concentrate on your own journey. As much as you should have periods where you're seeing what other people are doing, gleaning and learning from them, but the greater percentage of your time should be spent on growing your own garden, tending your own garden, because if you're looking around and you're very well not spending the time you need to be on what you are doing, trust your journey to God, trust in the process, be willing to go through the process and make up your mind to remain there. And opportunities to feel bad will come, but make sure that those periods do not last. Encourage yourself and keep moving forward. Okay? The next point I'm going to be talking about is about following the crowd or following tradition. I think tradition is a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Rituals, things that have been kept on from time immemorial. It's beautiful, but tradition should serve you, not the other way around. And I believe strongly that tradition should make sense. It should serve a purpose. So the older you get, and you're in your 30s, the older you get, you should examine everything that has been handed down to you. Well, maybe not everything, but you should examine a good number of the things that have been handed down to you, things that have been forced down your throat, things that, you know, people have told you, oh, this is the way it is done. You need to examine it and go to the root of the matter and ask yourself, does this serve any purpose to anybody? Does it serve any purpose to me? Is it doing anybody any good? Or is it just a useless ritual that sometimes some of these rituals are even dangerous to people who are involved in them? Or some of these rituals are even doing more harm or setting you back. So you need to examine these things. Don't just take everything hook, line, and sinker. Just because you know everybody you know does it doesn't justify the action. That is not enough reason. If something is happening and you are not sure what purpose it is serving, it is okay to excuse yourself and say, you know what, let me get back to you on this. So you have time to fully understand what it is, and then you can move on if you feel that there's any merit to it. For example, I'll give you an example. I know of people who know this whole Ashwebi system that we have in Nigeria. They are not interested in it. They're not involved in it because they've looked into it and they found out that, you know what, it's not in keeping with my understanding of the world to support people by buying materials at an exorbitant price, sew a style that I will wear only once and probably maybe never wear it again, or just, you know, waste some money when I know that I can do something more meaningful for the people involved. So if somebody has made that decision and said, you know what, I don't think Ashwebi serves any purpose, I feel like I can support them in other ways, I feel like I can be with them in other ways, I know that a bunch of people decide to look down at them and say, oh, why don't you want to do it? But that person has thoroughly examined it and has decided, you know what, it doesn't make any sense to me, I'll support them in some other way. Stand out if you need to, and that is their decision, and it makes sense to them, and there's nothing wrong in that. I'm telling you, your 30s is not a time for you to just do things because measure your actions. You don't want to spend your time running around, engaging in activities, doing things that make no meaning. And it's just, that's your life going. You understand? That's your life going. It has to make sense. I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't just engage in things just for the fun of it, but even when you're engaging in things just for the fun of it, it's bringing you joy. But sometimes there are things we engage ourselves in, it's hurting us, it's setting us back financially, setting us back emotionally, but we still keep going. Is that not some, I don't know, why would you inflict that kind of pressure and wound on yourself? The next thing you should stop doing in your 30s is waiting for one big event before you start living your life. Guys, I blinked one moment, I was 18, and I blinked and I found myself smack in the middle of my 30s. In fact, we're shooting away from the middle of my 30s very seriously, but let's not talk about that. So I look back and I'm wondering, where did all that time go? I can't believe it. I cannot believe that I'm in my 30s right now. And you look back and you're like, oh wow, I wish I had savored all the moments, all the things that happened to me, all the experiences I have. Oh, I wish I had, enjoyed them a bit more, and I had done certain things that I felt like, oh, later I'll do them, when I have more money, when I have better pay, when I have job, when I have kids. I mean, you're missing out on all those things. You're going to close your eyes and open your eyes, and I'm telling you, we're going to be maybe in our 60s or our 70s. What is the one thing that I want to do better? What is the one thing that I think you should do better? I think it is enjoy the moment. Do things that are important to you. Don't wait for a better time. See, if you cannot do them on the scale that you would prefer to do them, for example, you want to travel the world and all that, well, start small and enjoy your state, enjoy your city, spend time with your family. Find out the things that really, really matter and concentrate on them, absorb them, enjoy them. A certain kind of life, certain things you want to get, certain things you want to experience them to the level that you're able to right now. Money you can always recover, but time, memories, when they're gone forever. The next thing that you should definitely stop doing in your 30s is apologizing for who you are. Every one of us is very special, and that is not just a cliche, it's the truth. Your experiences make you special, your environment makes you special, you are different, you are weird. We're all weird, and I feel that we should all embrace that weirdness, that thing that makes you special, that individuality. Look, take out time in your life. Stop all the rushing, stop all the moving around, and take time and find out what is it about me. And then when you find out what that thing is about you that God put inside there, embrace it. Stop pushing back at it. Stop trying to be like everybody else. announce it. Don't quieten your voice. Don't quieten that thing especially inside you. It is not a bad thing that you have a different voice. It is not a bad thing that you have a different idea. It is not a bad thing that you have a different style. It is not a bad thing that you see things differently. It's a gift. It's not a bad thing that your gift is different from everybody else, or that your talent is different from everybody else. It is so important. It is so vital for you to embrace that difference and to announce that difference. Do not keep your voice quiet, because there are people who are counting on you. Let that thing that is inside you come out. And the truth of the matter is that everybody might not understand it. Everybody might not accept it, but that's fine, because you're not for everybody and everybody is not for you. Know that and know peace. You understand? And I'm not saying that you are going to be at war, at loggerheads with people who are different than you, but no, but you cannot be best friends with everybody. You cannot be close and with everybody. There are just levels to this thing. So there's some people that you will bond with better, and I think that that's based on the kind of person that you are. The more you let yourself out, the more those kind of people will gravitate towards you. They are generations. Let me wax philosophical here, but there are people who are waiting on you to be yourself so that they can have permission to be themselves. I'm telling you, whenever I feel like I'm not like other people, I'm not like this person, I'm like, but there's somebody out there who is waiting. There's a young girl out there, or a young boy out there who is waiting to see and say, oh, if somebody like this can be like this, then I have permission. I can speak up. I can say what I want to say. I can be who I want to be. It is so vital. The last point I'm going to make, and it's so liberating a point, is that do not let disappointments and failures stop you from trying. Now, let me make an announcement to you that should just put you at rest. You will disappoint yourself. You will even disappoint God. And you will fail probably many times. That is, if you are trying at things, you will probably fail. Very early on, you have to learn, especially if you are a child of God, if you're a Christian, you have to learn to embrace the grace of God and receive God's forgiveness, forgive yourself, and move on. And if it is a failure that you have made, it's okay to brood, it's okay to go back. I mean, don't be so in a hurry to move on, but just keep those periods short, reevaluate and refocus and keep firing. Don't stop. Do not put yourself in a prison of your mistakes. Do not label yourself permanently by the mistakes you've made, and just put yourself in freeze mode. No. Free yourself from falling apart every time you don't do it as perfectly and you don't make the choices that you are supposed to make. Don't let those things hold you back. The more and more you go into the world, the more you'll be faced with choices, and sometimes you will not do it right. Sometimes you will not say it right. Sometimes you will not react right. Sometimes you will not act right. Do not judge yourself too harshly. Just keep trying, start living, don't stop. I've truly enjoyed making this video. I feel that these things are so essential in our 30s. We are supposed to be living our best life. If up until now you have felt held back by some of the things that I've listed, please make it a point going forward. Release yourself. Let's go. Live your life like God intended it to be. Please hit the like button, comment, share, and then subscribe if you haven't. Until next time when I see you, mwah.